Welcome to the 2026 movie tier list. So today we'll be covering all the films of January and February that I've seen so far. And we're going based off the 20... Why have I still got this guy in the box? Hold on, let me free him up. So I'm basing this off of the UK release calendar.
And one, and
oh!
two. Oh yeah, go!
The first film I watched this year on the 1st of Jan was Marty Supreme. And that was a 2026 release, remember, for the UK. So, I'm gonna put this in A tier. The scene of Marty Supreme's first table tennis tournament is shot so beautifully. The lighting as well. I think just in cinema, lighting is so underrated. Marty Supreme is a great film, it's not just great marketing. And I'm glad it had great marketing because people deserve to see this film. But Iron Lung, I'm sorry. I did do a full review on Letterboxd, sort of breaking down my reasoning why I didn't love it. I really did want to like this film, and I think it's incredible that Markiplier was able to fund this film independently and make it on a pretty tight budget compared to, you know, what the other films in this tier list are, and what that's opened up for creators breaking into the film space, and also just independent cinema. It's a massive win, even though I just couldn't get into the story. And I think this is a film where you're gonna like it more if you've actually played the Iron Lung game. I went into this completely blind. Next, we have The Moment, A tier. I do like Charlie XCX, so I think that definitely helps. I'm from Essex, so you know, you got to support. This is one of the films where you come out the cinema and you're like, new personality unlocked. But I actually had the whole cinema to myself to watch this. I literally just got up and danced during the intro sequence because there was no one there. That was a nice close off end to the Brat era. But Wuthering Heights, see, this one's really controversial. Some people are like F, some people are like absolute cinema, but I'm gonna put it in B tier. I really like this film. On Letterboxd, I gave it a 3.5. And I was really lucky enough to, oh, hold on. Yeah, I was really lucky enough to be at the premiere in London for this. So we've got Emerald Fennell's signature and Jacob Elordi's in there. You can see I got a bit of water damage because it was pouring with rain during that premiere. And also, like, some of the lettering even came off the book. But I thought these Penguin Classic books would be better quality. And this film isn't trying to be the book. It's not trying to be completely period accurate. It's just trying to be something new and different. Because there's loads of Wuthering Heights films already. It's already been done. So I like that something different's been done with this. You know, the costumes as well, like, there's definitely contemporary influence in that. It's not period accurate, but I think they're absolutely stunning. The sound, and the intro with stop motion hair, that I really enjoyed that. I'm gonna say Waste Man. Waste Man is an A tier movie. Absolute win for British cinema, and I think it just shows how brutal prisons are, and it doesn't glamorize it at all, which I think is really good because in a lot of films, you know, you've got like these assassins and things and they're almost glamorized, but honestly, it's just not a glamorous lifestyle at all. Next film, If I Had Legs, I'll Kick You. See, this is a tough one. Enjoyment is kind of D tier, but it definitely has some wins, and the pacing of the film and the structure of the story is very different. It's just about good enough for me, so that's why I put it in C tier, because D, in like the old UK grade system, that's a fail, so C is like just about good enough. Glad I watched it. Some people class it as a comedy, but I don't know. Ooh, let's go with Goat. Goat, I was actually disappointed by. Some parts of the soundtrack are really good, but there was an issue with the cinema screen that I went to, and the bass was just not there in the cinema. Super predictable. I guess that's common with, you know, family films. However, Hoppers is a great film, and that's a family film. You know, it's really fun. Big up George, we can bring George back out.
We're all in this together. Pond rules.
Yeah, there's definitely some moments that shocked me in this film that I was like, oh, you can get away with that in a U-rated family film? Like, okay. And there's a point as well, and I'm like, I don't want to spoil it, but it's definitely, I'd recommend go watch that. Glad Pixar are pushing out some of these original films. But this was fun as well because I got to go to an early screening thanks to Disney Pixar and Dynasty Creative. I'll show you some other things we got. We got this water bottle. We got a notebook. It's a really nice size notebook actually as well, nice and big. And then also there's some Snap playing cards, as well as the different food and snacks we got. You can check out my short form video to see what I got up to at that screening. Yeah, that's a B tier movie from me. Send Help is also B tier. You don't really know who you're rooting for in this, and you don't know where it's going, and it's not as predictable as some of these other films. And this is one where I got to go to the UK premiere of Walk the Red Carpet on Leicester Square, Little Armley. This is an A tier as well. There's a lot of A tier films, a lot of good ones. There's animation, and it is something that the whole family can watch, but it is, I'd say, more oriented to a slightly older audience. You know, it's not like made for toddlers, like it's a more mature animation. It's not necessarily, you know, an adult animation, but it touches on more mature themes. Yeah, it's really, really beautiful, and it's a French film as well, and I've been wanting to watch more international films this year. But if we're talking international films, The Voice of Hind Rajab, that's going to be my first absolute cinema tier. So this is about a girl in Palestine, and this is based on true story. It uses both real world audio and footage alongside what is basically reenactment, so it's like a drama and a documentary in one. It's really, really sad, honestly, but I'm really glad I saw it. It's really important. And Free Palestine. The Bone Temple. The Bone Temple is going to be another A tier. I wish more people would see The Bone Temple, but I think the marketing was a bit confusing. People thought it was some sort of re-release of 28 Years Later, maybe, like an extended director's cut or something, but it is its own unique film. And because you have to watch 28 Years Later as well to watch this film, as a sequel, it's very different to 28 Years Later, so there might be people that don't like 28 Years Later that would love 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple, because I think The Bone Temple is better, but because of that, a lot of people are missing out on The Bone Temple. Hamnet. Oh, you know, Hamnet's going C tier for me. Honestly, I found it boring, but it's beautifully shot, but I found it hard to connect to the characters. Primate. Ooh, it's like a C+ for me. And it's one as well that is good to watch in the cinema with a group of people rather than watching alone, because you get these different reactions and things like that. We actually recorded our reactions in this early screening. That was cool. The sound design and the soundtrack as well is really beautifully done. Oh, this is really, really hard. A tier or B tier? I'm gonna go with B tier. This is a Brazilian film. Again, I'm so glad I went to watch this, because it's nice watching films from other cultures, because structurally they can be really different. What I found most interesting about this was just learning what life was like in that time in Brazil. Rental Family. Rental Family is another A tier. This is a beautiful film that I've managed to see twice actually, because I did watch it last year for the BFI Film Festival, but I'm counting it for 2026 because I watched it again this year, and it did have its wide theatrical release in the UK this year. I'll actually just edit in a clip now of my reaction right after watching it at the BFI Film Festival. It's about this like agency in Japan where they try to not spoil it, but you can just rent people to play different roles in your life or play a role for someone else. It's almost like you're playing along as well by watching it, even though you know it's not real. You feel like it's real and you feel the emotions in the same way the characters would, even though they're actors. Yeah, really good film, I'd recommend it. And then the next film is This Thing On? For me, this is C tier, but a high C tier. The acting, this is one, yeah, the acting's phenomenal. I think the shot as well where the lead is doing his stand-up and the camera gets really close to his face. Feel like you're doing that stand-up yourself, like you get that sort of nerves from the crowd. And it is based on real story from John Bishop, the comedian. And then finally, No Other Choice. Absolute cinema. I had to go back and watch this because it was absolutely incredible. The cinematography, the acting, the sound, oh! And that scene with that older Korean song. They put the vinyl on, volume gets turned up. Favorite scene of cinema 2026. Yeah, incredible film. So there's a few films I've not seen that have come out this year, for example, like Crime 101 or Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. If you have seen those, let me know in the comments where you think it sits in the tier. So I'm Ramon Daniel. I do a lot of different film and travel content. I mostly do short form, but I thought before diving into the tier list, I'll make this a long form video, and I'll see you in the next video.